Hey, my YouTube fam. I'm back with you with my second video. Posted my first one. Letting everybody know that I was starting this channel. This is for all the 40 plus, the super grown people just like myself. Like I said, I'm 50. And this channel is all about rebuilding. Starting your life over. So I wanted to come to you all today, be real with you why I started this channel. And really it took place about 5 years ago. I was 45 years old. I had to start a new career. I had to make some really serious decisions at that point in time. And I was in customer service, and I completely flipped the trajectory of my life into a whole new trade. And it was scary, but I took the leap of faith at that time. So something did occur in my life that was a very big deal. And I will share that with you all a little bit later and be very honest and transparent of how I navigated that situation. And let you know exactly what took place. But at that time, all my life, I worked in customer service, 20-some years. And a life-changing event took place. And so I decided to, well, actually a friend called me and was like, hey, have you ever thought about driving trucks? And so I was like, no, I haven't thought about driving trucks. And he was like, you might want to think about it. He said, I've been driving it. I make good money, whatever, boom. Just find a good school to help you get your license. And he gave me a couple of places to call. I called, set it up, went out there, started to learn how to drive. Never drove a stick shift before, let alone a 17, 18 speed truck with a 53-foot trailer. Never had did it before. There was a couple of other women that were in my class, but the biggest support I had was my homeboy, not the one that advised me to go, but another person, and that was like my partner. He really helped me get through it. At the time, my daughter was a senior in high school, and COVID hit. So I was dealing with not working. I actually got a part-time job at Goodwill. So I was working part-time at Goodwill and going to school. Then COVID hit and it shut everything down. And then I started working over at Goodwill full-time. It was different from customer service. I really enjoyed the people that I worked with at that time. It was a good experience. I have never thrifted in my life. That's the crazy part. I never thrifted in my life, but as soon as I worked at Goodwill, when I tell you I found the deals, it was amazing, the stuff that I found in there. Like people giving away brand new stuff. Excuse me. The Goodwill that I worked at was like in an affluent area. So these people were like, oh, I want a brand new television. This TV is only a year old. Here, boom. So made a lot of good acquaintances at that time. Found a lot of good deals. COVID shut us down. I kind of was like, I guess I'll get my license. I really don't know what I want to do. I had to move back in with my parents, which was devastating. That was hard. And I was scared. Honestly, I was scared. I didn't know how, was I able to drive the truck without tearing something up? I'm super scared to get in here. So probably about when COVID hit, that I was in the truck. That's the crazy part. I was in the actual truck, like doing my maneuvers back and forth to like my knee was hurting to try to get this particular maneuver down pat. And they came up to the truck and was like, you got to get out. You got to go home. So that was like, I'm trying to remember. Probably it was cold. No. I remember because it was probably like around September. And so September, October, November went by. Another one of my brother's homeboy, he was in the class with me. So they told it was shut down. So he contacted me, was like, hey, has the school contacted you? Have they, said anything to you? So February of 2020, that's what it was, because I started in 2019. COVID hit in November. Then February of a few months went by, February 2020, they got in contact with me and they were like, hey, look, you're on the list. You need to come back to school. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? So I'm a chicken. I'm like, I don't, but I'm like, I know I can't do this Goodwill thing. Like, Goodwill was paying only maybe like $12 an hour. What was I going to do with that? My daughter was in, so I had to take a leap of faith. So first I was like, okay, I work full time during the week at Goodwill. And then on the weekends, I'll just do the class. I'll try to get through it. But the type of person that I am, the way that I process things, I have to do it back to back. So it started out me doing it on the weekends, and then I just would forget everything by the time that Saturday would come along. So I said, okay, I'm gonna have to go part-time and I'm gonna have to do the school full-time. And so I did. They pushed me to do the test. And do you know, on a wing and a prayer, I passed and I got my Class A license one try. That was it. One try. I doubted myself so much. I was so scared. I just remember being so scared and just doubting yourself. When we really pull from our inner selves and you really tell yourself that you can do something, you can accomplish whatever you want to do. And I remember screaming when he said, you passed. He was like, you passed. And I was like, I can't believe I passed. I got my license. I called everybody, called my mom, called my family. I couldn't believe it. I was like, I actually did it, and I did it on the first try. So for any of you all out there who have to start over, in my situation, I had to start over. I was forced to do it. Me starting this YouTube channel, it wasn't a force, but it's really kind of different than anything that I've done before. So it's outside of my comfort zone to come and talk to people, but I talk to people all the time and I try to give good advice all the time. You really ultimately have to make the final decision for yourself, but it's doable. Whatever you do want to do, it is doable and you can accomplish it. And sometimes it does take a good support system, people really helping you, but really your biggest supporter is yourself and Jehovah God. Really just you and him. That's all you need to get to where you need to be. You have to have the confidence in him, and he's going to help you ride that wave and get through. It took a lot of prayer and a lot of confidence within myself. Nobody else got that license. My friend, he suggested it to me, but who was it that actually went and got through it all? So I say that to say that even a later stage in life, you can start something new. Whether it's a hobby, whether it's learning a new language, career change, you want to do something different. By the way, women are out here doing it. They are out here handling the big machinery. We are driving trucks. We are out here, on the forklift. We are out here working on diesel trucks, the dump truck, welding, building. We out here, we doing it, man. I'm telling you, we are doing it. I'm not going to say, we do it better, but we are learning how to adapt to different situations in order to care for our families. I'm a single mother, and it is so scary, even though my daughter is an adult, but it was so scary to go through life depending on yourself. Maybe not having a good father figure for your child. Or some people just don't want to be married, period. Or they don't want to be in a relationship. Whatever your situation is, you can bet on yourself. You can make sure that you're going to handle what it is that you got to handle for yourself. You just have to have the confidence to do it and to stick with it and to see it through. So that's just a little bit about my background. A little bit of gems that I wanted to throw out there to you guys to let you all know that, hey, you can do it. If anybody does have a question about driving or your, how to obtain your CDL, and this is just not for women in particular, it can be men too who want to make that change. Put a question below and I will definitely respond back to you. But if you feel like there's something that you want to do that's out there, if you are unhappy where you are and you feel like that there's something better out there that you want to take a leap of faith to try. One more thing before I go. There was a man that I met at my job and he was talking to me, and I don't know what it's exactly called, but he grows plants. It's like a hydro something. He grows plants inside of his backyard, but they're like grown not in the dirt. You all know what I'm talking about. He showed me pictures, like he made strawberries and all of this and that, and he said he really got into it probably about a few years ago, and he's made collard greens and just different plants. And he was originally from Mexico, and he said his plans were, he's a driver. He said when he finishes, he's gonna take all of his knowledge, go back to his homeland, take his retirement in US dollar and go live the rest of his life there. But he said something to me that really resonated with me, and hopefully it'll resonate with you. He said, make it a goal to learn something new every day. He said, I don't care how small it is. I don't care how small. Take the time out to learn something new every day, something that you've never done before. So I encourage everybody, if you take that leap of faith, if you're scared, just jump and do it. Make it a goal to learn something new every single day. Challenge your own mind, challenge your own self. That is a part of growing and development. Our minds, we go out here and buy computers. Our mind is a computer. It's so fascinating how it is meant to learn. It's meant to learn. It's meant for us to use our hands and to be physical and, activate what is burning within our souls to go out here and to do something, no matter how scared you are. So like after I got my CDL, in my mind, I can do anything. I can do anything as long as it's morally clean and it's not harming somebody else. Be careful of those things. You don't want to have an attitude, just go out here and just I'm gonna take it, I'm gonna get it. We should have a moral compass about what it is that we're learning, about what we're doing with our lives. Is that the day you don't want to put anybody else in harm's way with what it is that you're doing. But learn something new. So anyway, I hope this was valuable information. I hope that you enjoy it. I hope that you will support my page. I'm trying to make it grow. I hope you all will rock with me, ride with me, and also below, if there are any suggestions of things that you would want to discuss, if you're in your 40s and 50s and you are trying to rebuild, there's certain things that you want to discuss, put it below. We can make a discussion out of it. I would love to hear from you guys. I would love your support as I grow this channel. Please, below, hit the subscribe and like button. I love you guys, and I'll see y'all the next time.